Hey folks, Jiminy Critic here. I'm here to review a comedy movie for you, and you know what? I want so bad to tell you that this movie was great, it was funny, it was hilarious. Get out and see this thing as fast as you can. I would love to tell you that. I'm torn. Parts of it are pretty good, but a lot of it is kind of like, oh, come on, couldn't you do any better? Let me explain a little bit. The movie I'm talking about, this comedy movie coming out, is called Due Date. You've seen the trailers. You know that it's directed by Todd Phillips, who made the smash 2009 comedy hit The Hangover, which made tons of money and just is considered one of the better comedies of the last, so many years. This movie is rated R because of some language. There's drug use and other things that happen in the movie that I just can't mention. But here's the story. Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey Jr., one of the funnier guys to come into movies lately. Now, he has played the same character in about the last 7 movies I've seen him in, or that he's been in, as far as I know. And Zach plays another obnoxious kind of a guy. Robert Downey Jr., on the other hand, is really a stupendous actor. You've seen, the Iron Man series, the Sherlock Holmes of late, all the roles he's done previously that he's been very good in. I think Phillips just kind of thought, hey, I'm going to create, The Hangover 2, so to speak, although they're really filming that somewhere in Hollywood. But I'm going to recreate this buzz that I had with the other movie. And Due Date is basically a road trip movie. The basic premise is this. Robert Downey's character is married. His wife is expecting their first child. They live in California, near, in L.A., but he's out east, like in New York, out in the East Coast somewhere, and he wants to fly and get home on time, of course, for the birth of his first child. Zach Galifianakis' character, I get that name every time, is a guy who he was turned on to the life of acting by the great TV show 2.5 Men, and he states that in the movie a couple of times, that's what inspired him to become a good actor, is 2.5 Men. So there you go. So he wants to go to the West Coast to get out to Hollywood and see if he can become famous. Well, the two of them meet on the plane. Some bad things happen related to Zach's character, but Robert Downey Jr. pays the price. They're tossed off the plane. He's not allowed to fly. He's banned from flying for some of the substances they found in his suitcase, which weren't even his to begin with. Needless to say, this becomes a road trip. They have got to get cross-country in so many days, and for better or for worse, they kind of hook up together in the same car, and we take off going west. Robert Downey is the kind of A-personality guy that can get things done. He's scheduled. He has his life together. He knows how to get there. Zach is the complete opposite of this, and there were so many ways this could have gone much more funny, but there's dead spots. The scripting got bad in a few places. I felt like some scenes they were going too long instead of being cut right. This could have been a much funnier movie. Needless to say, they try to make it out to the West Coast in time. Of course, it's going to be one of these things. Do they make it or not? Does he get there in time for the birth of his baby? Does Zach's dream of getting to Hollywood and becoming a great movie actor ever take place? You'll have to see this movie to find out. By the way, there's a couple of cameos in here that are a lot of fun. You've got one with Jamie Foxx as a football player who may or may not have something to do with Robert Downey's junior wife 20-some years ago. You've got Juliette Lewis has a little crackpot part in the beginning of the movie. Danny McBride, who many of you know from TV and other movies that he's been in, has a short bit part where they're both trying to get money grammed. The wife is going to send them money because, of course, they have no credit cards, no IDs, no money. Everything got lost. It's kind of, this was a funnier movie when I saw it 20-some years ago called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Much better road trip movie with much better characters. Couple of funny spots in this movie, yes. The audience that I was with laughed a few times. I just sat there waiting to think, come on, pull this together. And for me, it just didn't happen. So I'm not that thrilled with Due Date. You're going to have to check it out for yourself and see how funny you thought it was. Until next time, this is Jiminy Critic. Have fun at the movies. That's what I wanted to do during this movie, but didn't.